Hi, I'm Seraph Lore, and welcome to yet another video. Honkai Star Rail patch 3.7 has been out for about a week now, and I want to give my thoughts on the finale of Amphoreus. So let's not waste any time and jump right into it. 3.7's story is the finale of Amphoreus, our climactic battle against Iron Tomb and the fate that the Chrysos heirs in the galaxy hang in the balance. Multiple factions and parties outside of Amphoreus took interest and stake in the outcome of this battle and arrived to assist the Trailblaze in their battle. Without the Trailblazer and Chrysos heirs serving as the vanguard, they would eventually come face to face with the newborn Lord Ravager. So how was the story? The climax? The resolution? It was okay, not really as hype as I wanted, but not awful. It's just okay. Let me explain. Let's start with what I liked about the story. I liked the multiple factions coming together to prepare for the battle against Iron Tomb and their conflicting motivations. The Xianzhou wanting some of the golden blood of the Chrysos heirs was definitely a surprise to be sure, and they're going to use it as leverage to improve the Luofu's standing among the Xianzhou. At least that's what Jing Yuan is implying. Then there's the IPC and their dubious agenda. In the IPC, it seems like only the 10 Stonehearts were willing to help the Express directly. Though we did learn that Iron Tomb was a threat to even organic life, which is pretty crazy, and a testament to how strong Iron Tomb should be. Herta and Screwlum's story segment was also fantastic as well. They are truly the MVPs of Amphoreus, especially Herta. Herta deduces that the Demiurge, the 13th Titan, couldn't have possibly been completely destroyed. She managed to figure out that Xandar used a Stellaron to destroy it, and she's the one practically spearheading the battle against Iron Tomb in reality. She takes a massive gamble connecting herself to Nous, the Erudition, in order to communicate with the Trailblazer. And the Trailblazer's answers manage to satisfy the Erudition enough for Nous to continue their extrapolations, meaning that the Aeon had not surrendered to the destruction like Xandar claimed. Herta does more things as well, but I'll save that for the recap. The final dungeon leading up to Iron Tomb was also really cool too. It felt like a page out of Final Fantasy's book. I don't know if it's just me, but it felt a little like the Northern Crater mixed with Inside Sin, and even the end of the world from Kingdom Hearts. It was very square-coded, is what I'm trying to say. It was heartwarming to see the Chrysos heirs again in the final area, and the first battle against Iron Tomb was awesome as well. And of course, the ending of the story with all of them seemingly on board the Astral Express was great too. I wasn't in tears or overjoyed or anything like that. I don't really get emotional in video games these days. Maybe I'm getting old, but the last time I truly got teary-eyed was with Endwalker. But I can definitely see and experience people crying and being incredibly moved by the fate of the Chrysos heirs at the end. That's most of the good I have to say about this patch, because there's a lot of things I'm mixed to negative on. I'll be a bit all over the place, so please forgive me. First off, the battle against Iron Tomb sucked. We lose the first round and win the second round. It's a copy of what they already did with Sunday and Penacony, but worse because the tension of losing is completely drained by the amount of cutscenes and dialogue between our first defeat and our eventual win. It completely saps the adrenaline right out of you, and leaves you with a lingering sense of exhaustion. Between losing the Iron Tomb and the cutscene that plays right after, to the subsequent cutscenes in our second battle, it is approximately 25 minutes. 25 minutes of you watching cutscenes, desperate to get back in the ring and have your run back against Iron Tomb. It's really annoying that they did this for the final boss of Amphoreus. I imagine some people felt apathetic after the tension and desperation of the situation melted away to give way to more Cyrene scenes. Speaking of which, Cyrene is a mixed bag. She's not like Finan, who seems to be universally loved by everyone across the various communities. She's either extremely disliked, neutral, or people really love her. I'm in the neutral camp. I don't like Cyrene, nor do I hate her, and I don't think she's a nothing character like Aglaya was either. I think she has some substance to her. Heck, even Aglaya got some substance to her character since patch 3.3. The problem with Cyrene, in my opinion, is that her scenes grind the pacing of the story to a halt. Just for her to deliver some flowery, elementary school level prose that could have been delivered using the game as the medium, but instead we're often met with still images and bad animation. While this is indeed mostly the fault of Xiaoji, the main writer of Amphoreus, it's not just him this time, as it's also the staff handling the cutscenes and cutscene direction. I don't know who these people are, but whoever they are certainly don't get paid enough to do a good job. Or any job at all. Because a lot of the Cyrene scenes could have been handled a lot better with more dynamic camera work and better facial animations. At least in regards to the in-game cutscenes. The main culprit for people's dislike of Cyrene, in my opinion, is the beginning when we learn she's Demiurge, and that the multiple Cyrenes who visited her in the tomb influenced her appearance, mannerisms, and memories. This long cutscene lacked the substance to sustain its length, no matter how you try to twist it. It should not have been around 35 minutes. We could have gotten the prose and flowery dialogue in 10 minutes tops, I promise. It did not need to be that drawn out. There's also the Cyrene cutscene after the final battle that people had issues with because it also felt way too long to convey the idea that Demiurge and Philia 093, Cyrene eventually become the same person because of what she needs to do to prevent Iron Tomb from actualizing. However, I slightly disagree with people's misgivings, as it had way more substance to it, like how the prophecies of Amphoreus that we've constantly heard about seemingly came from Cyrene herself, and how she was the one who put the idea of the inner hero in Finan's heart, and how she, as Mem, appeared before the Trailblazer when they first arrived in Amphoreus. I just think these revelations were handled very poorly. So what happens to the Chrysos heirs at the end? They are now seeds of remembrance within the realm of As I've Written, and you can physically go there and talk to them and the people of Amphoreus as you wish. There's even an epilogue side quest where you travel to places you've been to tell people of their story, and get As I've Written copied and printed by the IPC, so that the people know the story of Amphoreus and its heroes. Herta herself explains that us spreading the story of Amphoreus to the people we met is speeding up the creation of Amphoreus in the real world, and when that happens, the Chrysos heirs and the people will finally be free. This ending I'm more than satisfied with, because the Chrysos heirs aren't unjustly deleted from existence, nor is the ending a totally happy-go-lucky ending where everything works out. Amphoreus as we know it is gone, waiting to be reborn in the real cosmos, and its people live on through As I've Written. So how do I feel about 3.7? It fumbled what should have been a slam dunk. There are other small missteps that I failed to mention, like the lack of care that went into certain NPC designs, mainly Child Finan and Anaxa's sister. The lack of unique NPCs just kill the immersion sometimes. It's really bad. 3.7 felt like any other patch in Honkai Star Rail, not the grand conclusion that many people wanted it to be. I'm sure there are people who are satisfied with what we got, but I was left wanting something with more care and polish. The highs were high, but the lows were way too low, and that averages out to yet another middling story update from Honkai Star Rail. Amphoreus as a whole feels like an adaptation of a book we've never read. Not only that, the adaptation feels bloated and in dire need of trimming. But what do you all think? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.